and giving us your opinion. Meantime, let's keep it with specific stocks. Hinduja Global posted a good set of numbers. Margins expanded on a sequential basis. Profits up 26%. Partha De Sarkar, CEO at the company, now joins in on the show. Thanks very much for being with us. To start off with, you have seen this time around that you have seen a better performance in terms of your bottom line growth. What led to this, and do you think you can sustain it at these levels?
This has really been a record quarter. This is the first time that our profits have crossed 50 crores. And what's driven this is actually our sales. So our volume growth has been about 15% of the 26% growth number that you are seeing. And the balance 11% has come from foreign exchange gains. So the increased volumes have resulted in better utilization, and that's helped the margins. Also, what has happened is we've done some portfolio rationalization. We have exited some low margin accounts that we had historically. That's helped too. And of course, where the rupee and the peso today is vis-a-vis the dollar. So a combination of these three things is what's driven the margins for us in this quarter.
Mr. Sarkar, Neeraj here, and it's been a very strong operational performance, and I believe your key geographies are contributing to this as well. Do you believe that this could be the new norm, the 13.5%, 14% operational margin performance? Could this be sustained in the quarters ahead?
So here is what happens. Traditionally, the second half of the year for us has been better than the first half, always. There is a fair amount of seasonality in the business. So you will see that our margin trajectory peaks in quarter 3 and quarter 4. Then goes down a little bit in quarter 1 because the utilization drops, and again picks up again in quarter 3, quarter 4. We do believe that we would want to work earnestly towards sustaining these margins. There may be slight more headroom left to improve. It's also a function of where the rupee and the peso goes against the dollar. So a combination of these factors, I'm pretty confident of being able to sustain these numbers, and I do see some headroom existing. Whether we'll be able to pull it off or not is a function of foreign exchange. It's a function of a whole lot of other macroeconomic things. For example, demand in UK and Europe. If that picks up, then yes, we can pull that off too.
I think it's difficult to bet on the peso these days, but just wondering, your strong geographies are contributing, your weaker ones aren't. Europe hasn't done too much. Do you see that geography contributing in the quarters ahead?
Two things that we are hopeful will kick in. One is we've had a leadership change. I brought in a very strong CEO for our UK and European operations, a gentleman by the name of Matthew Valens. He's started in November. So I believe that that's going to help. And I also believe that that particular Europe and Eurozone per se, I think we are seeing the first signs of economic recovery. And if that sustains and progresses towards a full-blown recovery, I do believe that demand from UK and Europe will pick up, and that's going to contribute really nicely towards our overall growth and therefore our margins. So I'm betting on that pretty strongly.
So Mr. Sarkar, leave us with some good news. How is FY15 going to look? Better than this year? Leave us with the EPS as well as top-line growth targets for the company.
Sorry, I couldn't hear the question. Could you repeat that question, please?
Guidance for your top line and EPS in FY15.
Okay, I'm sorry, we don't give a guidance. We have had a track record of about 20% plus CAGR for the last 5 years. But as a policy, we don't give guidance. We believe that we have a track record, and therefore we ask our analysts and investors to look at our track record and get confidence from that. But I won't be able to give you a specific guidance for 2015.
Much to speak to you about, Mr. Sarkar, but we are out of time completely, in fact over on the show, so we'll have to thank you. But congratulations on a very good set of numbers, and all the best for the quarters ahead, and thanks so much for joining us today on ET Now.
Thank you.
Partha De Sarkar of Hinduja Global. Very good set of numbers. The stock up another 2% after the 5 or 6 odd % gain yesterday. By the way, just a quick word on State Bank of India too. That one has gained for a second day. Large deals as well. Volumes have jumped up. So watch out for State Bank of India. And but I think markets at lunch will probably take views from Ashwini and Mitesh too on SBI. We wrap it up on this leg of Market Sense. Thanks so much for watching.